Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Tom. Thank you for joining me. I am here with the 2023 Bolt EUV. Still don't have a name for it, but suffice it to say, she'll have one sooner than later. I'm sure of it. So, Kubo's again acting as a table for me because, well, I don't have a workbench in here. And oh, by the way, to those who remember the video about my level 2 charger installation, if you were yelling at your screen saying, "No, don't put it so far away from the door because you'll never reach it," you would have been right. I put the bracket for the handle, you know, the part that plugs into the car, I put that all the way over here, and the actual EVSE is over there against the wall. It is fully charged, so it isn't charging right now. That's the reason for the red light over there, but it is what it is. I'm going to have to sort this whole mess out at some point in the not so distant future. All right, so I'm going to sit you guys down on the hood here, because, well, you know, that's how things kind of go around here. So I wanted to go through and show you guys a few things. First and foremost, the dealership left me a gift, a razor blade, which is, I guess, what they use to scrape the adhesive off the window when they removed the, I guess when they removed this, or I don't know, something was stuck somewhere and they used that razor blade to remove it. And they also left me a can of this Blackfire Pro glass cleaner, spray and wipe clean. Even left me a rag. There's some left in there, but it was in the back seat. Eddie found it and he's like, "Daddy, what is this?" And I said, "Let's have a look." And he showed me a can, and later on last night, I found the razor blade on the floor. So it is what it is. Interesting delivery for sure of the vehicle. Okay, so putting all that aside, I also have a detail form for this mosaic black metallic 2023 Chevrolet Bolt EUV, the VIN number with me as the customer. Too bad nobody filled it out. It's actually a blank form. So it is what it is. That's just going to go into the filing cabinet with the rest of this stuff. In case you guys wanted me to go over this, I know I took a picture of this yesterday, although I'm not sure, now that I think about it, if it actually made the edit. But I thought I'd give you guys a quick run through of all the, you know, just the stuff that's on here, I guess. Real quick. You can skip forward if you don't want to hear it. So as far as standard equipment goes, it is a 3-year, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper limited warranty. 8-year, 100,000-mile electric propulsion component limited warranty. I love the word limited. It sounds so profound and roadside assistance and courtesy transportation. Got to look into that because you know, I have this issue where I get like AAA, the car comes with some roadside, and then you get all these other credit cards and whatnot that have roadside assistance, but you go to use them. You guys ever have that where you go to use it and it's not there? So I always stick with AAA just for the towing and stuff like that. Everything else, I mean, I've had some raggedy cars, you know, on the road. And let me tell you something, AAA, definitely a must-have. Okay, so it looks like whichever comes first, so 3-year bumper-to-bumper or 36,000-mile, 8-year or 100,000-mile electric propulsion components, whichever comes first. Performance mechanical, it's got all of the DC fast charging provisions, The charging module is 11.5 kilowatts. I'm assuming that's for the AC charger. Electronic precision shift with one pedal drive mode. Drive mode control switch, normal and sport. It's weird that that's all broken down like this, but it is what it is. Battery rundown protection, and then a dual level charge cord. So I actually have to look, I'm typically pretty good at this, but I have to look into the car to see if the actual EVSE that comes with the car is in there. And that one is supposed to be level 1 and level 2, as opposed to the level 1 that came with the 2020 Premier. Okay, so for the interior, okay, driver 8-way power plus 2-way forward, power lumbar, I guess that's the seat, seat adjuster, front passenger 6-way manual, rear seat 60/40 split folding, driver and front passenger heated seats, rear seats heated outboard, seats ventilated, front driver and passenger, leather wrapped steering wheel, DIC 8-inch diagonal multicolored display, visors, driver in front, passenger illuminated vanity mirrors, covered sliding. You know what? The one thing I don't see is, well, I mean, it's there. We know it's there. The second screen, it doesn't break down. Oh, actually, it's there. The Infotainment 3 Plus 10.2-inch diagonal HD color. Let's see if this is the right size. Doesn't say. So we're going to have to crack this open and see if it's the right size. You know, can you trust Amazon these days? Okay, so exterior, LED headlamps, daytime running lamps, LED, 17-inch machined face with carbon flash painted pockets. That would be the wheels. Stop and tail lights, LED, front windshield wipers with rain sensing feature, mirrors, outside heated, power adjustable, integrated turn signal indicators. That was actually really cool, that the previous car didn't have, was the turning signals that are built into the mirrors. Imagine my surprise when I'm driving, I put the left turning signal on and I see this bright orange light in my face. It was actually really good because that gives me a little bit of more just confidence that I'm actually following the laws, because I have a tendency to just change lanes. Let's see, where are we? Front windshield wipers, mirrors, outside heated. Okay, so wiper, rear intermittent with washer, and I think there's also a rain sensing functionality on the rear wiper, and it's auto wipe when you're reversing, which is nice. Safety and security. Let's see. Chevy safety assist, front pedestrian braking, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, following distance indicator, which a lot of this goes back to the previous model as well. Forward collision alert, IntelliBeam auto high beam, which, by the way, last night on that drive, if you actually watched some of that, I don't think I had the high beams turning on and off on the way to my mom's house, but on the way back, I pushed that little button that's on the turning signal stalk to turn that feature on, and let me tell you something, there's a big difference. I love these lights, so much better than the HIDs in the 2020. Hands down, LED is the way to go. Let's see what we have. Pedestrian-friendly alert, headlamp control with automatic on-off, tire pressure monitoring system, lane change alert with side blind zone alert, tire fill alert. I think the tires are currently at 35 pounds. There was a large pressure change as I was driving yesterday. They started out at about 35, 36, and then they went all the way up to 40. So I don't know if that's just something that, you know, the temperature, because in California, you didn't have this great of a temperature swing typically. So it was always typically around the same pressure. So I'm just gonna have to look at that. I'm gonna see what's best for these tires, and I don't even know what tires are on there, but I'm sure they're the low rolling resistance. I think they're the Michelin ones that also came on the other car. It doesn't matter. They're decent enough for what it is. We'll see how they do when it rains. We'll see how they do when there's some ice on the ground. Maybe we can do some skids in the parking lot or something. We'll see. Okay, so TPMS, lane change alert with side blinds on alert, tire fill alert, HD surround vision. By the way, the camera on this car for backing up is crystal clear. The 2020 had artifacts, like it looked like it was always either out of focus or there was dirt on the camera or something. But this one, primo. Love it. Let's see, where are we? Rear camera mirror. Use that feature all the time, actually. Rear park assist. And what's funny about the rear camera mirror, if I actually put it into the mirror, because, you know, at night sometimes when you're driving, if there's like big high beams behind you or big lights, that camera darkens and all you see is just the dots of the headlights. This one doesn't do that. This one seems to be much better. But also, if I just put it into the mirror, where you flip the little thing and it goes into the mirror, my son complains because then he can't see what's happening behind him. So I thought, you know, that's an interesting feature where it allows him to have some kind of comfort where he can, you know, there's something he can look at while he's driving, while I'm driving, while he's in the back seat. So, okay, let's see, where are we? Rear camera mirror. Rear park assist, which I used backing into the driveway, worked great. Actually, it did a single beep to tell me that I was getting close to this ledge that kind of my driveway falls off at back here, but it didn't do the recurring tones, and I don't know if that's a setting or something. I'll have to look at that. I did look through some of the settings just to get the car into a kind of a mode that will work for what I needed to do. And actually, there is a couple of features on the infotainment that I want to touch on as soon as I'm done with this, reading through this. I'm almost done here. One of those features is user profiles, totally new. And the ability to install apps, totally new. It's huge. This infotainment system is much better and by itself is worth every penny, in my opinion. Okay, so connectivity features. Remote vehicle start, which I used this morning to thaw it out because it was below freezing here in South Carolina. It's actually probably about 35 degrees right now, and yeah, my hands agree that it's time to put them in the pocket. Let's see. So Chevrolet Infotainment 3 Plus 10.2-inch diagonal HD color touchscreen with voice recognition, Bluetooth audio streaming, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, capable in-vehicle apps, and personalization capable. That's what I was just talking about. Really cool functionality. You know, if you have more than one driver, like if my wife decides to drive this car, I can create a profile for her with her settings. Really cool. I think that's some of the, you know, premium features right there that make the car totally worth, make it worth its weight in US dollars, for sure. Let's see, wireless device charging. The wireless charger actually really works. So I have the iPhone 14 Pro Max, you know, the largest iPhone you can get, and it slips right in, it gets right into that groove, and it immediately just, I don't have to mess with it, I don't have to, you know, slide it around, and it stays charging pretty good. I'm not sure what the wattage is for the charger, but I think it's with CarPlay and all that stuff. I think it keeps it at the charge that it's at. It doesn't really charge it. If you're not using CarPlay, it might charge it, but that's just my opinion, and I could be wrong there, but it didn't seem to charge, but it seemed to hold the charge of the phone. So it didn't add anything, but it just made sure it didn't drop out. So maybe maybe that's something we can test at some point, just to see if we have a semi-dead phone, put it in there, you know, drive it around for a while and see what the end game is of that. Okay, so efficiency display screens with programmable charge times. Yes, that functionality is there. I currently have the charge limit set to 80%, like always, and I haven't used the delayed departure charging. I did in the old car a few times when I had to be someplace far away, early morning, whatever. I would set the car to charge to 100%, but I would do it later in the night, so that way it was at 100% shortly before I left, which actually used to work. I'm pretty sure this works too. Keyless open and start, adaptive cruise control. Cruise control works flawlessly. I can't really speak highly enough of adaptive cruise control. When we drove from California out here, I don't think I would have made the distance that I did if I actually had to focus on start, stop, you know, distances and all that stuff. I think mentally that's very draining, and it might not seem like it's a lot, but you know, if you're sitting in a car for 12, 14 hours a day, you know, I'm not saying we're going to do that with this, at least not out the gate, but in my wife's RAV4, adaptive cruise control was what made our trip, I think. It made it much easier for me mentally as far as focus goes. I didn't have to worry about maintaining distance or, you know, following too close to the person in front of us. You know, it really saved our bacon. And last night was no different with this. When I came home, you know, after I did my little road trip up to my mom's, put it on adaptive cruise, and cars came and went, and the car just kept its speed that it was set to. Okay, so those are all the standard equipment. So that's what the car, that's what all the 2023 Bolt EUVs Premiers come with, right? So let's just leave that. By the way, exterior color on this: mosaic black metallic, interior jet black, jet black night shift blue is the interior color of this car. I've always been partial to black on black. I don't know why. I really loved it in the 2020, and I really love it in this one. And actually, before I get onto the options and pricing, I'm going to pick you guys up and show you guys kind of what I'm talking about here. So one of the things that I really find really nice is, you know, this part right here, some of these trims are actually black out the door. So even if you have like a gray car or one of the other color cars, there's still a lot of black here. And I find that if it's all one color, like I know with the sun rising over here, it might be hard to tell, but I think this car is really slick. I love the wheels. I think they're awesome. And oh, by the way, this lit charge port, I didn't notice it, but it actually says Bolt EUV right there. So really cool aftermarket kit. It is at 80%, so right now it's just plugged in case it needs to condition the battery. But I think this car looks really great. So, oh, and there's the pug. Makes me smile every time I think about it. So let me sit you guys down here on Kubo again. All right. So the standard vehicle price for the 2023 Bolt EUV Premier is $31,700. That's MSRP. That's what the sticker says. And I'm not sure if that covers the price reduction. Probably not. And it doesn't cover any dealer credits or whatever you get. You can get on top of that. So $31,700 as far as the standard equipment goes. the base vehicle price. And then here are the options and their pricing. So this car is fully spec'd out. So it's got the sun and sound package. It's got the sunroof. It's got the Bose 7-speaker system, which in the old car was phenomenal. In this car, it's even better. I think the speakers are positioned a little bit differently in this car, and it's more in your face. So if you want to have a club on wheels, there you go. Let's see. So the sun and sound package, audio system, Bose 7-speaker system, the sunroof, power, dual panel panoramic, a tilt sliding with power sunshade. It also has a bug screen, which is really nice. It pops up when you open it. I really kind of like that. Actually, we tested it out yesterday when we went to Starbucks. That feature, oh, and also the infotainment 3 Plus system with navigation. That option is $2,495. The Super Cruise package with Super Cruise, which requires an active subscription, by the way, plus enhanced automatic emergency braking, that's $2,200. The floor mats, I got the floor mats option, by the way, when we ordered the car. The all-weather front and rear, I am going to actually install those here in a minute. They are in the trunk. I checked already. It says dealer installed. Dealer provided, that's what it should say. The floor mats were $175, and they seem to be really good quality. When I bought the 2020, I got that option, and those floor mats, they did really well, you know. And in California, you figure, oh, there's no rain, there's no snow. Well, there's both, you know. It just depends on where you go. But also, it's easy to clean because you just take them out like, you know, you would like a basin or tub, and you just at the side of the road and put them back in. So if Eddie spills something, or if my shoes are muddy and I get in, you know, I don't have to worry about destroying the carpets. So, okay, here's the bottom line. Total options, $4,870. Total vehicle and options, $36,570. Destination charge, $995, making the total vehicle price out, and this is MSRP, by the way, $37,565. And now that I'm looking at that price, this vehicle is actually a lot less. It is $7,000 less than my 2020 Premier was. I paid $44,700, I think, with all the options, and I didn't even have all that many options because those cars didn't have sun and sound. I mean, it did have the Bose. It did have the infotainment system, but it didn't have Super Cruise. So, you know, I feel the need to point out that this car is fully spec'd as you can order them. I think you can get different wheels for it, but I just got the normal wheels. You know, if worse comes to worse, I can always buy aftermarket wheels. You know, there's options, right? But anyway, so that's the sticker. I'm going to put this someplace where I won't lose it, and in 10 minutes it'll be lost. Oh, I found this for Dutch's. I found this at, I think, Petco or PetSmart. It's literally like a sleeping bag type material for dogs for the back seat. It's water resistant, and it's got seatbelt slots even, so you can actually keep it there. So I'm probably going to get a second one of these because this one's actually for my wife's RAV4. And they're universal size. There's nothing specific about it. They're generic. Okay, so here's what's going to happen for the rest of this video. Assuming that my hands don't fall off from being cold, which they kind of are, but I'm going to just keep going here. I'm going to, at some point today, put some tools in here. You know, a couple of wrenches, maybe a couple of screwdrivers. I'm going to put this right here, though, because I need to fill that up. First thing we're going to do is we are going to take and put like the blanket and stuff into the car. So if you will join me here, let's see what we have in the trunk. Maybe we can check out and see if the EVSE is in here too. Oh, by the way, here are the floor mats. They seem really good quality, good, you know, rubbery feel, and you know, they're branded, of course. But this is what you kind of get. There's the front driver and passenger, and then the rear is folded over. But I think those will be great. You know, if you have kids or whatever, then you're probably going to want that. I've always been worried about this privacy shade, just because I feel like, you know, I'm kind of rough on cars. And I always wonder if I'm going to break them or hurt them in some way, but it is what it is. I do like the LED light for the trunk. That's kind of nice. I don't think you can turn it off. I think that's just on off with the door. But let's have a look at what's underneath here, actually. Let me pull these out. Let me put them right here next to Kubo. Let me move the blanket for a minute. Yes, that's the blanket that I was showing you in the other video. Let's see. Let's take a look in here. Ooh. All right. Well, good news. I smacked the camera with the trunk, the little lid down there. But better news is that we have this EVSE in here, and it looks like we got a bunch of adapters here too. So, ooh, look at that fanciness. This is okay. So this is the 110 volt, the NEMA 515 plug, and this is, I guess, the 40 amp plug. I can't tell. Yeah, that looks to be the same as what my level 2 in there is. So it's nice to have a decent J1772 connector, a fatty cable. Okay, I'm feeling it. I like it. And you know what? It actually goes a lot deeper than I thought it would, this part down here. So what I'm actually going to do is put this lid back on. I kind of like the fact also that, yeah, I do like this. In the 2020, if you guys recall, this whole floor, I guess the trunk floor here, this part here was all one solid piece, so it didn't bend in the middle. It wasn't split like this one is. I like it. I like it a lot because you can have stuff in here like boxes or, you know, your blankets or whatever, and not have to worry about stuff falling off or into the back if you pull it up. I like it. I like it. It's quite roomy too. I think if I really wanted to, I could probably really lay down in there. Maybe like deep fetal position, but hey, I know you guys want to see that. To see this 6.5 foot giraffe folded up in here or laying down. That's going to be another video. We got the same handle here as in the 2020. One of the other things I really love that I just noticed, actually, and I don't know why I just noticed it, because I kind of have a conniption about these taillights, but I'll go into that in depth a little bit later. You don't have the head beaters on the side. Like I used to just boom, slam my head into the brake lights. And I do kind of like I do like the taillight design of this car, actually. I'm not a fan of these. I feel like that's a wasted opportunity. But let me tell you something. I think I'm going to fix that. I have enough electronics knowledge, and I have enough actual equipment upstairs that I'll make these taillights work. I have all the LED modules, the drivers, and the splitters and everything to allow for that. And actually, if you search YouTube for Bolt EUV taillight mod, you'll find some good dudes that have actually gone through the process of making these lights work with the brakes. So these aren't just the brake lights, all of them light up. And of course, the third high tail light, I like it. I also like this lip, kind of carried over from the old Bolt EUV as well. Some bird decided to liquidate on my back window, so we're gonna have to clean that off. Oh, it actually got some here too, so we're gonna clean that off. Yeah, so there's the dealer plate. South Carolina. Glad I got until October to get my financials taken care of, because I'm not going to get into that in this video. Okay, so, hey, the door locked. But that's okay. I have the fob in my pocket. By the way, it was so funny. I told my wife, I said, hey, pull out the camera. And we recorded the part of me giving back her key. I historically don't drive her car. Like in the past, when we lived in California, very rarely did we take her car for road trips or anything long distance, because that's her car. And she, you know, it's also tough when there's such a huge size difference between you and your spouse, you know, because you're always adjusting seats. You got mirrors that are just, you know, spinning around, and it's just a pain. I hated that part of sharing a vehicle with her, because I always messed up her flow. Every time she gets into the car, she had to, you know, you're seeing her pumping the height of the chair because she needed it up all the way, and moving it back and forth. It's crazy. So I gave her back the key, and, you know, I added that into the video yesterday because I thought it was just kind of cute. Okay, so inside here, what are we looking at? So the doors are pretty standard. I think, you know, the heated seats. It turns out that when Eddie was in here, and Eddie left his charging cable in here, but when Eddie was in here, when he got in, he said, "Oh, Daddy, the seat is warm." And I said, "Yeah, bud, I heated the car. You know, I did the remote start." And he didn't know that, so he was expecting the seat to be cold. And he sat down, and he's like, "Oh, you should have seen his face." It was awesome. Let's see. So the back seat, I mean, it fits. You know, it's a great seat. I can actually fit in here too. You know, I can sit in here, and it looks like Eddie brought his shoes in here. And I'm not happy about that, but what are you going to do? It's a 10-year-old. Yeah, so heated seats work great. I'm still kind of flabbergasted why this seat would have a pocket and that one would not. I just feel like, you know, if you have a full car, wouldn't you want the rear driver's side passenger to have a spot to put their barf bag? I don't know. Maybe. Depending on how you drive. So that's pretty much it for the back seat. I don't know what else I can go into. This wasn't really meant to be a review. This is just kind of a show and tell. So turning signal right here, love it. And of course you have the collision warning if you're about to wreck yourself. Actually works out really well, especially at night. It's really bright and beamy. Okay, so on the passenger side, you can see there's one of the Bose speakers. Door pocket's pretty decent. Window up, down, door lock. I like this. I always put my wallet in here on the driver's side because, you know, it's thick, and if you have it, like, if you're sitting on it or whatnot, then it's probably going to be tough for you to go through a Hardee's drive-through. Okay, so this seat, by the way, these seats rock. I love these seats. They are fantastic. At least for my body shape and size, they really do well. They're kind of firm, but very comfortable, at least for me, in my opinion. This seat is 100% manual, so you got all the manual controls, your pull tab to go forward, and then, of course, your up and down adjustment, and then your seat back adjustment here. Really nice. For those who don't know, most cars built after the 70s are equipped with some form of airbags. So there you go. I don't need that card hanging out of the glove box, but let's see what it came with here. So, oh, look at that. The owner's manual. Nice and thick. I'm just going to put that back in here. Getting to know your Bolt EV and Bolt EUV. Cool. Let's see. We got Sirius XM. I'm currently in a trial for that. I'm not sure. I use CarPlay. Getting to know Super Cruise. Well, I gotta take it on a road that does Super Cruise. We're gonna do that soon. So yeah, love it. You know, in all honesty, GM, if you're watching this, I know you're not watching, but if you are watching, most cars come with some kind of a nice little sleeve for the owner's manual, so it doesn't get all messed up over years of abuse when it comes to the glove box. Put it in a sleeve, like a little, I'm not saying a leather folio, but brand it, you know, nice Chevrolet Bolt EUV logo, whatever. Another aftermarket part that we have to get. So I'm going to put this airbag little sticker with the sticker, the window sticker. Let's get into the driver's side of things here. I do have passive door lock enabled, so when you walk away from the car, it locks itself, which I really like. Okay, so these are the standard controls that you might find on a driver's side door. You know, nothing crazy. I do like that you could fit a 1.5 liter water bottle there, because I do, you know, drink those a lot. What's that? What is that? There's some schmoo in here. Ugh. Let's get that on one of the rocks down here. Clean off the fingers. Okay. That just looked like some grease that may have somehow got there. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I still have the plastic liner in here because I'm going to put the floor mats in. Nothing crazy. I mean, you know, there's a gas pedal, there's the brake pedal, and the invisible clutch. You know, if you want to rip it, you got to have a clutch, right? Let me know if I'm losing my mind. But steering wheel gets warm really fast. I love this thing. And actually, another thing that I really love about specifically this side of the functionality is that if you're in cruise control and you have adaptive cruise on, if you hold this up or down, it'll actually increment the set speed by 5 miles per hour instead of just ones. That was my main gripe about my wife's car, is when you're trying to, you know, haul butt up a on-ramp or something, you're sitting there like dig to get the mileage up for the cruise control. With this, you just hold it up and it just goes you know, 5, 10, 15, 20, all the way up to whatever you set it to. So I kind of like that. Of course, back here we have the, I guess you can call these the track buttons, the forward and reverse track selector. This is the Regen on-demand paddle. Works really well. It took some getting used to because of the big one that I had in 2020. I was, but you know, if you're kind of holding your hand like this, for my size, you know, I got the Regen with my index finger, and then my ring finger and my middle finger are able to change the tracks. On the other side is the volume buttons on the back. Your windshield washer stalk for the rear, for the front, turning signal. There's that button for the IntelliBeam automatic high beams. You can also push the stalk to momentarily turn on the high beams. So yeah. Oh, the seat, perfect adjustments are able to be accomplished with an automatic seat. Really nice. This seat is so good. It's so much better than the 2020 was. So, at least for me. And actually, honestly, this seat's not even all the way back. You know, you can, most of my height is in my legs, and there's so much space here, it's not even funny. My kiddo yesterday noticed that the cubby exists, which is kind of nice. You know, you can put a tissue box down there, you know, maybe a couple other things. They also, aftermarket, sell like trays and organizers for that area. And I actually remember watching a video of somebody making one out of wood on YouTube a while back. So that might be a consideration for sometime down the road as well. Okay, so I got a cup holder over here, and then I got a glasses holder. Turns out it's actually 2 cup holders. But yeah. This appears to be just a weird little tray, good for coins. I don't even think the key fob fits in there. I thought that would fit in there, but I don't think it does. Okay, further in, you got your wireless charging down here. You got your USB ports. You got your cigarette lighter adapter down there. And, yeah, parking brake. And, you know, I kind of agree with the general sentiments online about this. They could have made these buttons a little bit smaller. They could have also put them, you know, someplace else more functional, and potentially given you some of your center console back. But that's neither here nor there. We're just going to love it and use it. I love the fact also that one pedal driving is remembered. So if you have it on and you turn the car off, you turn the car back on, it's going to remember that one pedal driving was selected. The one thing that I wish it would remember, sport mode. I do love the fact that the traction control button is massive, so I can just slam my hand down on it and do some skids. And then you have the lane keeping assist over here. Yeah. Okay, so one of the first things I did last night was I put that tray in because, as expected, this thing came with just a deep void. And you can see down there, that's the spot where you put the key if your car doesn't recognize your key, your fob. Right? And this fits flawlessly. And you know what? I just remembered that I never put the Amazon links into the description. Darn. Gonna have to go back and do that. Okay, so let me get in, because bending over for long periods of time is not good for your body. Okay, so I'm not a fan of the color temperature of these bulbs, so I'm gonna get rid of those. Put some cooler bulbs in there, probably some daylight bulbs, just to match kind of the LED theme of the rest of the car. This is the mirror with the rear view, camera option. Works really well. You flip it for the mirror, you put it up for the camera. There's a little screen in there. Works really well. Let me put the car on here. Nice. It's the one thing that I'm having a hard time forgiving Chevrolet on is why can't that beeping sound be turned down? Like all the way down, like barely audible. I already put my security features on. You guys know me, I'm a security guy, so it's 4-digit, but whatever. Okay, so it's loading my profile. So comes up to this. Oh, the heater's on because I'm feeling my glutey booty's getting warm. Wow. It's just not sure. It's flipping out. So it's charged to 80%. We have, let me make sure there's no audio on. My driving impacts, they're reset because of the fact that the car's plugged in. But you can kind of see what my averages were. Yeah, actually decent miles per kilowatt hour. So yeah, I'm thrilled. Right now we're plugged in at home. Charge is complete at 80%. You can see there's my state of charge setting. You can give it some options, not a whole lot. Not using level 1, but my target charge level for home is 80%, and you know I can always bump that up if I need to, you know, more range. Delayed charge times. This is the functionality that allows you, or displayed, not delayed. I'm just not all there today. So display charge time. I have the level 2 at 240. You can display both level 1 and 2. I have never actually used level 1 charging. I've never plugged this thing into a 110 outlet, or the old one either. Location-based charging. I do have my home address set in here, so it knows when I'm home that it's charging to 80%. Whereas if I'm on the road, it'll probably be something other than 80%. You know. Delayed charging. Here you go. This is the functionality that allows you to set your departure times and all that stuff. So good stuff there. Utility rate charging. I used this in California because we had 3 rates per day, and I made sure that the car prioritized the cheapest utility rate before anything else. And then, of course, the options for the status feedback, charge cord theft alert, and the charge power loss alert. Good to just nerdy stuff that, you know, you can do. It is 4G LTE capable with GPS. There's your temperature. There's your clock. These vehicles do have the ability to do 24-hour time, which is actually what this is. It'll be, you know, it goes to 24-hour time afternoon. Let's see what else we got here. The nav system. I tried it out a little bit last night. Supposedly, you know, you have some options here where you can show on map EV chargers. I don't know. Like you can just tap all these to show them all, I guess. And then, oh, I did turn on the audible feedback for the tap. So when you hear me tap, it's not me hitting the screen. It's actually the insane bass coming out of the subwoofer of the car. So, but yeah, I'm not sure how awesome this is. Hey, you can navigate to the Bahamas. There you go. Let's go to Bahamas. See if we can float this thing. But yeah, so it looks like, wow, look at traffic. Hey, let's look at LA. Let's see what Los Angeles looks like. Oh, Mexicali. Let's go up to, where is... Yeah, look at all that red. It's also like 6 a.m. over there, so that's typically what it looked like. Yeah, so we're in Union, South Carolina. We're facing west. I kind of like that, you know. I do like this, but it's kind of kludgy. It looks old school, you know. I don't know, like the old Linux interfaces. We got some green lots chargers. Actually, you know, I don't know, like, I don't know how good this is, but let's check it out. So let's see if we can go to this Shell recharge station. Ultra fast. There's 4 of them. There's the address, but it doesn't give you any additional information. So it'd be nice to know, I guess, if they're in use or not, but maybe this isn't that connected. I like the fact that it tells you the hours. So, yeah, maybe. Let's check this one out, because this one says, okay, so there's a level 2, there's DC fast charging, but again, it doesn't break down usage. There's a Nissan dealership. Let's see if EV Go breaks it down. No, just tells you that there are 6 stalls. So I don't know how I feel about this. I guess Electrify America is the same boat. Whoa, that's a massive station. 19 ultra fast and then 1 DC fast charger. I'm not sure if I understand this correctly. Here, you know what? I just realized that the fan's ripping. Sorry. What does that mean? Like 19 ultra fast and then 1 DC fast charger? I don't know. Probably going to use the alternate apps. You can filter. Ooh. Let's see, because if you can filter just for like the CCS, I guess that's what the SAE, yeah, CCS. Go back, charging speed, DC fast. Maybe this will make it a little bit better. Charging networks. Nice. Let's see if we can do like EV Go and Electrify America, because those are kind of the ones that I have like passes for and stuff. Nice. Okay, I mean, there's some hope here. Nothing around us, though. That's okay. We live in an area where, you know, we're close enough to Charlotte, and we're actually close enough. There's a DC fast charger in Columbia. I'm curious why it's not showing it up here. So there's Charlotte. Yeah, there's a DC fast charger right in here. So I'm curious why it's not showing it. It is what it is. So, but when all else fails, you have CarPlay with all the maps. Yeah. And you can actually search for EV charging stations here too. So when you're connected to CarPlay, it'll actually give you all that. And let's see if it gives you more information. So let's see. EV Go in Boiling Springs. No information, but it does give you the rating. Does that say 0.5 score on PlugShare? Woof. Man. That's tough. I don't even know what to say to that. Charge point. Looks like this is a pretty massive charging station out in Greer. Doesn't really give you anything other than Other than that, I don't see any Electrify America stations. Well, maybe if we do, can we do Electrify America? Okay, so you can search it. 4.2. Wait. No, this is plug score, right? Because it's pulling it from PlugShare. Huh. I mean, 4.2, it is what it is. But at least you can see it, you can go to it, whatever. So it does work to a point, you know, where it just does what it needs to do. Oh, check this out. Look at how clear that is. I don't even think this camera does it justice, but I like it. I like it. I like that this camera is low to the ground, and I always love this camera. You know, and I always love this view when you're pulling into car washes, because you can see where your wheels need to go for that track. Also, your back wheels, kind of nice. This camera is not that great. You can see it's fuzzy, but it is what it is. So, yeah, there you go. Oh, and actually, I think that's a bug, because you can't actually get out of the cameras. Once you're in the cameras, you're done. You're done. GM, help. So you just have to turn the car off, and then you can see it pops out. I think that's it. Climate control is self-explanatory. Here's all the fancy, you know, OnStar stuff. I feel like this little spot right here, there's some lights in there for airbags and stuff. But I always feel like they could have, instead of putting the airbag information in there, they could have put battery state of charge information in there. You know, like all the nerdy stuff. Yeah. I like it. All right, guys. We're pushing an hour here with this video, so I'm gonna actually get to work, because it's that time of the day. Oh man, I gotta go to work. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get to work. In between my breaks and whatnot, I'll edit this video. I'm gonna go grab the trash can off the curb, because today was trash day. And then at some point later on today, I'm gonna clean this screen, because you can see all my smudges. I'm gonna put the screen protector on this, and we're gonna take a lot of that stuff that's sitting over there on Kubo, and we're gonna put it in just like it was intended to be. So I got a bird over here complaining at me, I guess. I don't know if he's complaining or if he's just yapping. So as far as the vehicle goes, I love it. Absolutely love it. In fact, I feel like there's so much more value with this car for the price than the previous 2020 Premier that I had. Putting the blanket in here, putting the floor mats back in here. I'll take care of these later. These are heavy. Oh. Okay. There we go. We'll just stash that in here for now. Close her up. All right. There she is. All of its glory and splendor. And it's liking the juice. Look at that. Still can't get over that lit charge port. That should really be standard. But I'm glad I got it. I'm very happy about it. And yeah, love this little trim detail right here. It's awesome. Awesome sauce. All right. Well, I'm going to leave it off there. We'll put some of this stuff in. We'll get this nerd display up and running at some point. For now, there it is. Today, I'm feeling much better about it, so I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. As always, guys, thank you for watching. And until next time, be safe and have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.